Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about how to pack a bow or multiple bows if you're sending a bow to us, either back from approval return or a rental bow or something. So basically, a couple of things to remember about bows is I like to start out with a piece of bubble wrap that is about 2 to 3 inches longer than the bow on each end. So probably maybe 5 to 6 inches longer than the actual length of the bow. Now, if you're sending multiple bows, I like to start wrapping them with the stick of the bow towards me and the hair away from me. So I've positioned all my sticks that way here, and I've alternated the direction. So here the frog is on the right, frog on the left, frog on the right. So I start out by wrapping the first layer of bubble wrap over the first stick and rolling it once, and then roll it one more time, and then the second stick will go on top of that. And what you're after is having, you don't want the sticks touching each other. You want a little bit of bubble wrap in between each stick to protect the sticks. So you put the second one down like that, roll that one under like so, put the third one on top there, and then just continue to roll all the way to the end like that. Once you get to the end here, you want to take a little piece of Scotch tape, and I find that Scotch tape really works the best rather than a masking tape or something. It sticks, it's easy to remove, but it doesn't come off unless you actually try to remove it. So I put one at this end, and then I put one at the other end so that they're both secured well, and then one little piece of tape in the center. Now at this point, what I like to do is take a pair of scissors, and you don't want to cut very much off of the end, but just maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch off of the end here. And what that does is gives you a nice even end at the end of the wrap. And then go ahead and put a piece of tape over the end there so that that end can't open up, so that the bows could potentially slide out the end. Then just turn it around, do the same thing at the other end, so that you have a nice clean surface there, and then tape that end together like that. So there you have your basic package that's going to go into a tube. We use these tubes that we make here that are basically made out of ABS pipe. Some people, if they don't have this, will actually use a cardboard tube. Cardboard tubes are okay, just make sure that it's a heavy enough gauge cardboard tube. You don't want something that's too flimsy and going to crush too easily. So if you use a cardboard tube, just make sure that it's a heavy duty tube to help protect the bows. So then what you do is you take your bows and you want them to slide in the tube easily. You don't want it flopping around or banging inside the tube, but you don't want it so tight that it's hard to take in and out. So if you have to add a little bit of bubble wrap to this once you've done it, if you're using a little bit larger tube, don't be afraid to do that. And then once it's in the tube, you're going to close the tube up. If you're using a cardboard tube, I would recommend taping each end of the tube down so that the caps can't come off the ends of the tubes. And then regardless of whether you're using this kind of a tube or this kind of a tube, either way you're going to want the tube to go into a box at that point. Don't ship it with just the tube because that's just too risky. So I put a few peanuts down in the bottom of the box, and then put the tube down in the box, and then continue to backfill the box until it's full of peanuts. And then you just close the box up and tape it up, and it's ready to go. And again, I mentioned this in the violin video, but be sure to include your name, contact phone number, and any pertinent information regarding why you're sending the bow to us, whether it's a repair or a rental return or whatever the issue might be. And that's about it for packing a bow.